Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. This one is not going to be too long, so it's going to be quick. I was sitting here laughing my ass off, and I was like, all right, I have to share this because this is fucking hilarious. Let me make sure my sound is okay before I do this. I was having sound issues a little bit earlier. Let's see, sounds. And hopefully my connection will stay solid. And we are golden. Good. Let me make sure this. Yeah, good. I was on Twitter, and while I was on Twitter, I saw a post by Glenn Greenwald. Now, there's a politician. There's a Republican politician. The guy used to be the ethics lawyer for George W. Bush. I shit you not. Ethics lawyer for George W. Bush. Hates Donald Trump. Hates Donald Trump with a passion. The same passion where Elizabeth Warren would punch a banker in the throat if you gave her the chance and if she thought she can get off from the law. That's the way this guy seems to feel towards Donald Trump, with the addition of maybe steroids or something like that. He hates Donald Trump. His entire Twitter account is Donald Trump is a horrible person. Donald Trump is going to eat your babies. Donald Trump is going to stomp your testicles into the ground. He's a monster. That's his Twitter page. That's it. The entire, like, it's hard to get across how much he dislikes Donald Trump. The oddity of this is because he hates Donald Trump so much, Hillary Clinton supporters also hate Donald Trump. So guess who they gravitated towards? The Republican, George W. Bush, ethics lawyer. How ironic is that? His ethics lawyer. The man invaded a fucking country. Not to mention he was murdering civilians or murdering people in general and torturing those people when they brought him back to the States. Ethics lawyer for George W. Bush. And they're supporting him. There's a Twitter thread where as they're looking at his posts and he's saying, I'm going to run for office. And they're like, yeah, man, you do it. All of these Hillary supporters are now stuck with this dilemma of, wait a minute, is he running as a Republican? He's a Republican? I don't know if I can vote for a Republican. Well, maybe I can vote for a Republican. You'd be stupid if you vote for a Republican. I don't know, man. I mean, we should get past the labels. It's literally an entire thread with Hillary voters trying to come to some consensus on whether or not to vote for George W. Bush's prior ethics lawyer. Let's take a look at the post itself. I'm sitting here laughing my ass off. There's so many of these people, and I shouldn't be laughing at these guys, but just for 1 second, we need to relive some trauma. Right here. Now remember, when Bernie Sanders' broken body was hoisted up into the rafters of the DNC, and you silenced the lefties, the progressive, we had tapes over our mouths, you shut us up, you put sound machines on us to keep us quiet. Good show. Good show. We wept. We wept. All of those supporters were out there crying because they felt like they were shafted. When you lost that election, after we said you were going to lose that election, got to be honest, we didn't necessarily want Donald Trump, but we were happy that you didn't win. We were happy that you didn't win. To understand the quantity that you're dealing with, they full well believed that that woman was going to be president of the United States, believed it in the way that air believes in your lungs. Like it's ingrained understanding of reality. Our paradigm of the world accepts that Hillary Clinton is going to be president of the United States. Take a look at what happened that particular night, because I want you to understand the context of the people who you're dealing with when you're looking at the threat.
Hello, Philadelphia! Thank you for coming out for one last rally before Election Day tomorrow.
The scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. There are people who are just in shock, and they are just stunned at the idea that they were completely sure they were coming to this event to celebrate Hillary Clinton becoming the first female president, and now they are confronting the reality that they could be walking out of here perhaps expecting that Donald Trump is going to become president.
Everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. And I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim.
There was no enthusiasm, dude. You lost a reality show host. Put the shit in context. As for the people who are crying, look, I wish I was a better person. This is where I am. I feel some kind of way that they laughed at Sanders supporters when they were feeling some kind of way when Sanders was being cheated. So yeah, my feelings are somewhat harsh on this particular one. That is slightly hilarious to me. Let's take a look at the actual thing for Glenn Greenwald. I just wanted you to see the devastation on the faces of the people who are in this camp. It drove down deep into them. They thought that person was going to be president of the United States. And they feel that it's been usurped. And the Democratic Party has given them this red herring fig leaf of a Russia ghost in order to have them chasing those things as opposed to dealing with the actual issues associated with the party. You lost 1,100 seats. That had nothing to do with Russia. Nothing at all. This is the post. Now, this guy, again, George Bush's ethics lawyer, hates Donald Trump because Hillary supporters, it drove down deep. They also hate Donald Trump. They've gravitated towards this particular guy. This guy comes out that he's running as a Republican, and they are confused. They are utterly, relentlessly confused. They don't know what to do. The conversation that they're having is awesome. It's so fucking hilarious. Let's take a look. So, Glenn Greenwald. The whole thread is fascinating. A George W. Bush Republican who's built a huge social media and cable platform, hashtag resistance fans with Trump-Russia extremism, announced he's running for Senate. As a Republican, he is confusion and dissonance ensues. Cognitive dissonance. How can we have two thoughts in our head at the exact same time and entertain both of those thoughts? This should be the thread. Well, if you notice, all of this stuff is about Trump. He really dislikes Trump. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we are. All right. Congrats, Richard. Are you considering running as a Democrat? Oh, he wants to know. First question. Are you running as a Democrat? In my opinion, it doesn't matter. It's reasonable and is what American politics needs. Now, running as a Republican. These guys are Democrats. They love this guy because he hates Trump. And they've gravitated towards him. Now, whatever fig leaf he threw out there to get these people in, he's going to run as a Republican. And now they're utterly confused as to what to do. Oh my God, I like the guy, but he's running as a Republican. What should we do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We just need Hillary again. Exactly. McConnell needs to go. Painter is a good man, but she only support Democrats. Here we go. Just curious, would you support a Democrat if he or she candidate? In normal times, sure. This is not normal times. If there's any chance of flipping the Senate. But it sounds like he's saying, under normal circumstances, yes, I would support this guy, even though this guy's a Republican, but not in this case because Donald Trump is a maniac and we need to get him out of office. Thanks for the response. I couldn't agree more. My fear of politics has become so partisan that Democrats want revenge on Republicans and will be spinning our wheels. That is why I think a reasonable person, Democrat or Republican, is what the country needs. This person knows nothing about politics. Richard, I think you're wonderful, intelligent, moral, and well-spoken. The only problem I have is that you're running as a Republican. It could be that one seat that tips the majority of Republicans, thus keeping the chairs for everyone on the committee. Please run as an independent. You understand that he's still going to caucus with somebody, right? Even if he runs as independent, Bernie Sanders is technically an independent senator from Vermont. He caucuses with the Democrats. Where's your guy going to caucus? If he's running as a Republican, I would imagine he considers himself or his values as a Republican. But nevertheless, let's keep going. They gravitated towards him. Yeah, I know. I've been begging him to switch. Every time he responds to something, he sounds like a Democrat because I usually agree with him. I rarely, almost never agree with a Republican. He's so ethical. He's so ethical. Is it just that he continuously bashes Trump? Is that what it is? When he punches Trump, I enjoy that, and I think he's such a good man because he punched Trump in the gut every time he puts a Twitter post. I don't know this guy's political values. I'm just saying he's running as a Republican. I have to be honest. I think that says it all. I mean, Republicans have a certain click about him. He has the option to run any way he wants. He is choosing this. If you feel that he's on your side for some of these issues, that's perfectly fine. Maybe he will be the first moderate Republican that we've had in a while. But I have no doubt he is running as a Republican. So, you guys already have a Democrat in office. These people are actually considering taking that other Democrat or getting rid of the Democrat to put the Republican in. Please consider learning about the current Democratic senator from Minnesota. Yeah, she's like, wait, we have a senator. I hope you run as a Democrat or independent. After this past year, the idea of voting for a Republican, no matter how decent, intelligent, and honest, scares me. I love you, but I'm really torn about voting for the GOP. She doesn't know what to do. We need two healthy parties for functioning democracy to make America great again. GOP is not healthy. I vote Painter in a heartbeat if he lived in Minnesota. Yeah. Wow. Please consider being a Democrat. We're on the right side of history and we need your voice and passion. You are not on the right side of history. You're not on the right side of history if you consider yourself a Democrat. You and the other party are, for all intents and purposes, the same. You're two tribes of Pepsi and Coke quibbling about minor distinctions while at the same token looking at the world in fundamentally the same way. Your party changes nothing. These are platitudes. Democrats care about the poor in the way that Republicans care about the deficit. They don't care about it at all. It's political fig leaf. It's all up to you, Minnesota. Have problems galore in New Jersey. Run as an independent, the type of independent candidate we need, not far left, center, right. It doesn't matter. It hands more power to McConnell. I gotta be honest. I am shocked that they're even considering this. I'm a registered Democrat in the past. I voted for who I felt was the best candidate. In this case, Richard Painter. I admire his strong anti-Trump agenda. Living in California, I can't vote for him, and I didn't know he was running against. He has an anti-Trump agenda. Are you considering running as a Republican, or are you trying to primary Minnesota sitting Democratic Senator Tina Smith? The former is welcome, the latter not too much, and I say this with great respect for your work. Well, good. There's a sane and reasonable person. Look, we already have a Democratic senator. We want that Democratic senator to stay in office. I don't know who you're running against, but I would choose her. She's an actual Democrat. It'll be a wonderful day when we can have good, patriotic, non-traitorous, alt-kook candidates from all points of view running. I, for one, would like to have my choice to be a different one every election. Another person who doesn't know anything about politics. I like him a lot, but unless he runs as a Democrat, he can't win Minnesota. The GOP is lost. I'm not sure you understand. Painter is a lifelong GOP. There is a seated Democrat in that seat already. If you vote blue, then I don't understand. I'm with her. Who is she? Yeah, not so much. I agree with her, not so much. If you're a Democrat, understand the situation to which you find yourself. George Bush's ethics lawyer, who had to literally be the worst ethics lawyer in the history of ethics lawyers. I mean, fuck, he was working with goddamn George Bush. Is running in politics, in office. This guy is a lifelong GOP candidate. Lifelong GOPer. He's a Republican through and through. He hates Trump. Good fucking job. All those broken Hillary supporters also hate Trump. And in their dislike for Trump, they found a certain amount of commonality. I don't know if Painter is playing this as some kind of gimmick in order to get these people hooked on. I have no idea. I don't know if he's pulling them a little bit over to his way by using an anti-Trump thing where it's like an N, kind of like H.A. Goodman. It's kind of like H.A. Goodman, where he would do a show, and because he does a show in a particular way, you draw a particular type of audience. It could be something like that. He's putting out an anti-Trump vibe. You have a lot of people who hate Trump, particularly these shattered Hillary voters, and these people get involved in the process. And they're like, this guy's saying things that I like. He doesn't like Trump. I don't like Trump either. Oh, he's saying things that I like. I might vote for him. I might vote for a Republican. And she comes in sane as sane can be. What are you guys fucking talking about? This guy's a Republican through and through. You're literally going to get rid of your Democrat to put in this lifelong GOPer. You honestly believe that this guy is going to be caucusing with the Democrats or anything else? If you are considering yourself a Democrat and you're so far to the right where you're agreeing with this guy, all I'm saying, I think your party needs to put the Russia thing down and deals with the issues associated with your party. You have people here who are actively looking at voting for a Republican. I'm just saying, when your party gets to that point where the people in the party themselves are like, yeah, we have a Democrat in office, but I may vote for this Republican. He has my values. Then there's something wrong with your party. There's something wrong with your party. This guy shouldn't be able to usurp your people in this way, meaning the other Democrats in this way. But they literally, they love this guy. And the funny part is, no policy. Like, nobody on this thing is talking about, oh, wait, here it is. Somebody brought it up. Policy had not become any part of this particular discussion. It wasn't even there. Everything was just, oh, I like him. I don't like him. I want him to run. I wish he ran as a Democrat. I wish he ran as a Democrat. I wish he ran as a Republican. Hey, could you run as an independent? I don't trust the Republican thing. Oh, I'm scared about voting for GOP. They terrify me. Donald Trump is a monster. He's a monster. Guys, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. If a person is running as a Republican, I think you probably should just trust that the guy is going to be a Republican. I don't care what he says out of his mouth. When he gets into that office, he's going to fall in line with the other people. It is very possible you're being played with a political gimmick, knowing that he can pull people in that hate Donald Trump. Most of the people here didn't say anything about policy or anything else. He drew you in with one singular point. You agreed with him on one, and he was able to pull you into the other. Meaning, the moment that you were on the spectrum, the other stuff that he was saying to you became more real in a sense. It was more so on your wavelength since you had already agreed with the initial premise. I understand these guys hate Donald Trump. I understand that finding somebody else who hates Donald Trump and is vocal about it gives them a little buzz and brings them to him. My suggestion to you would be if he runs as a Republican, he is running as a Republican. I know that's sacrosanct. Just make it a point. It's not about ethics. It's not about him being a good person. It's not about him doing the right thing. It's not about him being anti-Trump. What is he going to do when he gets in that office? And him putting that symbol on his chest does mean something. There is meaning to that. He is going to behave in correspondence with that particular symbol in the way his party is behaving in Congress. If you already have a Democrat in that office, vote for him at your own peril. I think you're going to be shocked as shit what you get out of him, especially if you're a Democrat. So I'll leave it at that. I was enamored by that post. I was reading through it and I'm like, these people are actually debating voting for George W. Bush's ethics lawyer. Wow. It's like, is that where we are? Is that where we've come? George W. Bush is rehabilitated. Not just George W. Bush, but his ethics lawyer. Jesus Christ. It's like the janitor that cleans the toilets. Like it's the bottom of the barrel guy. This was the same administration that killed 1 million people, that completely destabilized the Middle East, including torturing, the National Defense Authorization Act, targeted killings, drone strikes. That's this guy. That's this guy. He was the president. He was the secretary of the ethics secretary of that guy. So I'm going to leave it at this. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at this. I don't know if anybody's here. I just thought this was hilarious. So maybe I'm the only one that thinks it's hilarious. Democrats have no values. Not these Democrats, no. Redneck Economics. I'm so proud of all the work you've done. Seriously, dude, you're on fire. Oh, Redneck Economics, thank you. Appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, guys, thanks for the super cash. I'm trying to do this more consistently, and I'm trying to do it more often. I want it to be a little bit more than just kind of a part-time thing. So, like anything else, you invest your time and energy into it and see if it grows. It's almost like you're fumbling around in the dark. It's kind of weird. I don't have it's bizarre. It's almost like you have your own little engine that could, if that makes sense. And I guess if this is your natural way of being, there's no issue. Like if your head just works this way, or you just think this way. If this is the way you would talk when you're talking to your wife or somebody else, at that point you're just doing what you would typically do. I enjoy it. It gives a certain amount of self-affirmation. Not to mention I feel like I control the space. So I like it. I like it a lot. Tumosa Young, janitors do hard, honest work. Corporate Democrats, on the other hand, they do hard work. It's not honest. They do hard work, all right. It's not honest hard work. Yeah. When I skimmed that article, good old Bush. Good old Bush indeed. Good old Bush indeed. All right, guys. I'm going to end this. I wasn't going to keep this one long. I just thought this was funny. So, you guys have a good one. See you tomorrow.